Hello everyone, welcome back to GP Tech Stories in Kannada channel. Today I am talking about the current affairs and I have took specifically the Nepal incident as today's topic. And why I took this because I felt the technology usage in whatever has happened in Nepal, we need to be aware of as a government, as a generation of people, and as parents, and also as kids. Whoever at any age group that you are watching, whether you are from a government agency or a citizen from Nepal or from India, just take this only from the technology perspective and what has happened and what has gone right or wrong. I may give some perspectives from my version, and it is subject to my own views about whatever has happened. And also, we need to understand Nepal and India are both like sister countries. Without Nepal, India's history is like it is incomplete, and without India, Nepal's history is also incomplete. And we have seen so many Nepalese people living in India. The part where I am from, Karnataka, even here, even in Bangalore, we can see lot of Nepali community who has we have seen them, Gorkhas and many people from our childhood. So we know exactly the people and their the peace loving Hindu community people who have been staying here from a long time. It's been from decades that I know, and it feels sad to see whatever is happening in Nepal, and it had to happen at some point of time. And historically, if you see in Nepal from the kingdom time to till now, there has been a lot of changes that the people have expected and done. But this time, using Generation Z students and also the protesters, the amount of rampage, the amount of killings, the amount of damages that has been done in a country, we need to question ourselves, should we do get some kind of a solution to the problem of corruption in this way or not. I know I have gone through a lot of your messages and the communications that has happened during this course. I will show you all of those whatever I went through, and I exactly know this movement started because of the corruption, and it is not for social media ban. Let us go through step by step and see how the social media has influenced a country to this state within few hours or within few weeks of time. Let us go through that. See, the very first thing what started a few weeks back is like on the TikTok and other communication channels, people started exposing the netas and the politicians kids, and the whole hashtag of nepo kids and multiple hashtags with respect to this started, and this fumed every citizen because people are struggling to lead their basic life, and the netas or the politicians and their kids are enjoying lavish life with luxurious goods being used, or the multiple destinations vacations that they are taking. So they were very angry. Just let us see what actually caused the first build up of this kind of anger within the people of Nepal, and especially in the younger population of Nepal. So let us see this video.
Nepal, baby, no need to try. Got the golden ticket, reaching for the sky. Nepal, baby, oh, can't you see? It's a life of luxury, forever free.
And also this kind of posts on all kinds of social media actually triggered a lot of young population within the country, as they were struggling from years of unemployment to get a basic life in their country, and these kind of lavish lifestyles that was showcased by the leaders and their children, nepo kids. So this actually triggered this movement, and we can see here 5 days ago, and I just took one of the case as an example from one of the channel, Nepali last 24 hours. And similar to this, I have seen multiple forums within Reddit and Discord and multiple such websites. People are calling out politicians, kids, Nepo babies on TikTok. So we can see here these kind of posts, or it became too viral within a short span of time. We can also see another video here. Of course, these kind of posts have created some amount of anger within the people of Nepal. And to start with, this was the reason first why it started, and what happens over a period of time. This I'm talking about few weeks from today, before today, and this is the actual reason why this entire protest started getting getting flame within the social networking sites. And that is the reason what happens next is the government understands this particular online related circulation that was happening, and it brings a rule with the help of Supreme Court to give ultimatum to the all the 26 social networking sites that they had identified, and they will give 7 days notice to say that you come and register with our government with our rules. So this is what happens, and most of the companies actually ignore this particular ultimatum that was given by the Nepalese government. And that's when on the 4th of September, um, the government actually bans 26 applications which people were using. They were all basic day-to-day communication social media apps. Let us see what those apps were. So we can see here around 26 apps. Majority of them, see, every day everyone uses Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Reddit, Discord. What brought to my surprise is this is something that only gaming community used to use. So this is the first time I'm having a this kind of news that the entire city, the population more than a lakh, or the young kids have used this particular messaging application or community application, and this amount of rampage has been created with the use of the social media. See, there are always two sides to any good social media applications. One, if you are using it for a good cause, this is really good, so it will help a lot of people to do those activities without much of pain or without much of costing to them. But if you take this kind of incidents, it feels really sad. Why? Because the virality of these applications and the algorithms that they use to make them viral, it is really very disturbing for me. And in a democratic country, or in a larger democratic country, I feel really scared, because these applications can create huge amount of havoc, as we have seen in Nepal. And there are always democratic processes like going to the courts and getting them sorted out. But people have to understand, doing violence on the streets, or if you have good intentions to do this kind of protest, there are antisocial elements within the country or within the community who will take advantage and take the complete direction out of peaceful protests. That's what we can see in the Nepal. And it's not 100% true also. I will show you the proof what all happened, and how it unfolded. So I already spoke about what happens to Nepal social media sites as the government bans them by giving them an ultimatum. That is when the time bomb which was which was about to explode within the people, that patience actually they lose. So that is the time they lose their patience, and that is when actually people come onto the streets. So how they do this, I will show you who actually called this particular protest. For example, we can see this post in Reddit. It says haminepal, youth against corruption, Nepal's GENZ. So 11 a.m. So they have clearly said, we call on everyone to join the mass rally in Nepal to honor the lost lives and demand a future free from corruption and injustice. This is not just a protest; it's a movement for Nepal's future. This happens after one day, but this kind of post was first done by this person called Sudang Haminepal. He is from Haminepal. This is actually an NGO which actually helped the earthquake victims in 2015 earthquake, in a deadly earthquake in Nepal. What shocked me is he actually gives a call for the protest on 8th of September.
Okay, hello everyone.
So as we can see,
good evening, Savizanla.
he says very clearly, this is a movement. This is a movement for justice, a movement for our future. Maybe I don't know whether he knew that this could have, like, this can create a huge amount of havoc within the Kathmandu city. Why? Because he clearly says, like, he is expanding the medical team for tomorrow. If anyone is interested, please DM. So they knew exactly what they were doing. And he gives this particular QR code,
Namaste, Savizanla.
which is youths against corruption. So where is this coming from? It is from a Discord app or Discord website. So this is that particular group or server where he actually gave the link to, and as we can see, there are around 1,45,000 or 1,46,000 members registered. He just created this in September. Within 4 to 5 days, there are so many people who have registered, and most of them are young population or young kids. So who are less than 20 years of age, or maybe less than 20, max 25 years of age, and most of them were even from school, is what I understood from the chat that was going through. The problem with the Generation Z kids is, when emotion, a kind of a corruption related thing, that the video that was circulating in the media online, and a call from a person who was trustworthy because he had an NGO which had helped to the Nepal people during the earthquake, and the use of these kind of social media sites which has huge potential and unlimited resources to do this kind of an activity, it's a recipe for disaster. So why? Because most of the antisocial elements take advantage of this kind of situation, and they over control. And I will show you how the messages have happened over a period of time in this particular server, or the Discord server, Youth Against Corruption. And that is the exact reason we can clearly map the timestamp of the incident that has happened to the messages that was flowing through in this particular group. So they may say that we are not doing those kind of a violence, but still on the live, this is today is 12th of September, and live we can see there are so many people still on the call. They are discussing something. Yes, in a democracy, people have to talk and there should be no restriction, but also safety and security of innocent civilians also matters. So is it the right way to do this kind of a movement? Maybe my personal opinion is, I'm not with this kind of violentic movement. I know they actually have said that we are not responsible for the violence, and they have always had a communication channel established with even the army, is what in the announcements they have made. But still, this kind of loophole in the system can create anything. They can go with looting the houses and setting on fire all the buildings, all the courts. See who took advantage of this, and in the name of you building the country, actually you have destroyed so many things and you have let go so many prisoners. I'm not sure how this will help Nepal in the run. Corruption will be there even if you have changed the government. Whenever new person comes up, of course, because the amount of money that flows into the government, these things will slowly again come back. So I'm not sure. Maybe that is my version of it, but we will see. And one more from the Reddit is Nepal Social, which was very much active. You can still see people actively messaging and commenting in this particular forums. And yeah, this we already saw. And even there was a India Today report with respect to how Discord became this control room for Nepal's Gen Z protests. It's not only me. This particular India Today site also has found out there are many such messages which has gone through to say kill all potentials, fly drones and kites, don't let them file, bro, just burn everything. We can see the messages here, which is clearly there are many messages even which I cannot show. Burn the offices down. Only target Neta's private property, not our public property. Per head 2 lakhs. Because in this platform you cannot trace who is the person who is commenting, and there are many anonymous profiles which are like anybody can join. So it's not like you have to verify or do something. Anybody can join. Even I have joined from India, so even I can comment anything here, so nobody can check. If you see here, I just filtered with respect to some messages. On 8th of September around 12 p.m. you can see, let's invade their houses, let's go and kill them. Like, what are you retarded? So we can see the messages that were running in this particular group. And if you are searching with respect to some keywords, I will show you live how this actually comes up. For example, this I have filtered the messages from this particular user, how he actually has, or he or she has completely controlled the incidents, whatever was happening. So they have very clear plan to say where all they want to go and attack or go and protest. Though I cannot read most of the Nepali words, if there is some English, I can clearly read. They are clearly guiding the team or guiding the students what to do. So fall back. Every incident that was happening, everyone was messaging. There are thousands of messages in this particular forum. So they are trying to reform it through Discord. What needs to be done? You can see here now it's kill or be killed. This is the message that has been sent at 4 p.m. on 8th of September. After that, we have seen so many incidents pulling out the politicians, and then some politician was torched to death. Yes, there have been so many innocent lives lost, but an eye for an eye is not a solution for that. You can clearly see here blood has fallen now. There is turning back. It's killed or to be killed. Okay, so this is from one of the user. If we try to search for some keywords like invade, so we can clearly see what was happening at that particular day. As I already shown you, let's invade their houses, let's go and kill them. Like what? So they were giving messages at afternoon 12 o'clock. See, the protest started at 11 or 11:30, and the incidents of firing happened during this time itself. And we can see the messages how it was being flown, and these messages were being read by all the kids continuously through their mobile phones. This is one of the keywords, and you can search. There are innumerable number of messages that has floated on that particular day, every second by second, by every person who was part of the protest and who were handling it from far, and who were guiding those students to do that particular acts. And if I search for kill, you can clearly see Hilton Hotel. So this was one day before the actual incident that had happened for the protest. They already had planned to burn down or bring down the Hilton Hotel. And if you can read through, there are a lot of messages with respect to this, which even I cannot show what they have actually discussed there. And there are some religious elements also involved in that particular messages. So, but from the messages I could make out, even before the protest, the Hilton plan was on. So you can see the timestamp here from Sunday 7th September. So one more keyword is petrol. I just checked with. So even on that particular day, during the start of the protests, there were messages, innumerable number of messages referring to petrol and petrol bomb for fire. So you can clearly link between the incidents that had happened live, what we were looking through the news channels, and the messages that was flowing through at that particular point of time in the Discord. If I search for burn, so we can see there are a lot of messages with respect to what was happening. We can see the messages which was in a kind of instigating violence. So the police also opened fire during the protest once it had gone out of hands. And during that time, I saw like the messages were floating around to just fall back and come back to the organizers' place where they had actually planned to come back when the protests were done. But there were so many confusion, and the situation became so rampant because of huge number of people or huge number of students, Generation Z kids on the street protesting with uniforms on, and it went out of control, and many of the innocent kids or innocent people actually died. Here we can see one of the picture that was posted in Firstpost, we can see huge number of people protesting on the street. This is really huge. That is the power of social media, and why I took this topic in a tech channel is because this is what a social media app can do in a functioning democracy. And in the same server, youths against corruption, there is a separate media only folder where you can see the videos and posts that the people were posting from the place of actual protest that was happening. And here is few incidents or a few things that had happened even before the day of protest or during the day of protest. And we can see there were some posts on Instagram to say like I already spoke about this, around 7 days of ultimatum that the government had given for all the social media apps. We can see this is 1 week before post. So the next thing is VPN use. The protesters were actually well prepared to use the VPN. They knew that these particular social apps were in a banned state when the actual protests were called for. So the people were ready with VPN usage, and this was also unchecked by the government or the IT department from Nepal, and they allowed this to happen. So again, these are all I just went through incident by incident how the posts had been done in the social media. We can see like the government is planning to ban all social media platforms after the ultimatum was done, and after that, once the government actually banned, then Balan. So he is actually a contestant, or he is actually circulating in name in the media, like he is also like for the prime minister's post. So he actually also fuels this particular movement by writing a poem. And yeah, we already saw which applications were blocked. And I also saw like Meta or Facebook actually contacts Nepal's government for registration documents during that particular time period itself. And this is like their own leader protesting against this move, citing that it's a North Korean move. Again, like ISPs, whoever were using VPNs, their IPs were also getting banned at the same time. And this we saw how this person actually gave a call for the protest to be done. And this is haminepal page. So we can clearly see here what all happened in a sequence of this incident, and we can see he actually calls for the protest, and then he shares the particular Discord channel, and then he gives all the information with respect to how to protest, what to do, and once all these things, unpleasant things or all the deaths unfolds, then he distances himself, saying that Nepal is not affiliated with whoever, that is Tanuja Pandey. And even accept any donations. He has actually done a good job in providing the details every now and then with respect to the happenings, whatever around him. We can see step by step what has happened. So again, at one more place, the protests start. So on the same day, you can see KP Oli has officially resigned from his post. This is what they have posted 2 days back. So they have been distancing themselves from saying that this is not done by Gen Z with respect to all the incidents of setting fire to the hotels or to the government offices, to the Supreme Court or the multiple courts and their documents and their servers. That's how antisocial elements enter into some good cause related protest that was happening. But doing a protest at this particular scale calls for those kind of things to happen. So we can see he actually ouched for Belen for next 5 years, not 6 months. In a video also he actually says it.
अहिले धेरै न्युजहरू आइरहेछ मैले देखिरहेको छु होइन बालेन बालेन भनेर होइन
So this is what happened. The main person who actually called for this kind of a protest is this person, so which is very clear. And the Discord channel, the Discord announcements page, if you can see here, the announcements that they were making, it's all coming from this person, haminepal only. So every now and then they have been giving officially announcements on what to do, what not to do, etc. You can go through this particular Discord channel, then you can easily connect with respect to what happened over the course of time and how social media or technology was used, and how in any country or any city, for any reason, this kind of a protest or this kind of a fight can erupt, and people can control, people can do anything within fraction of very few hours, and the government cannot do anything. So we can see some reports here. See, we saw this particular listed items from one of the posts in Discord. Very clearly, the list was done with respect to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of. So they knew exactly what they had planned for, is my analysis or assumption, or the people who actually infiltrated into the particular Discord to like guide the people to do whatever they wanted to do. It's very clear. We can it's the matter of investigation, and for me I feel like it was done with a planned events one by one. And we can clearly see people were fed up with respect to the corruption that was happening in Nepal over a period of time. And they have clearly like not allowed many people from different organizations also to protest. We can see many pictures with respect to the incidents that had happened. I will provide links to these particular news articles, and you can read it also in depth. We can see like Nepal's future is being decided on Discord. There are around 10,000 people in one room and they are discussing. So this is what happens. You can clearly see here around 10,000 people in one of the stage one, it meaning live video chat or audio record or audio related discussions that can happen, or this particular tool or this particular software or this particular website allows this kind of massive amount of people to engage in discussions at fraction of seconds. And as per my analysis, any city can have its own people in lakhs just connect to this particular server or discord, and they can do anything within fraction of seconds. Even no agency can control, and that's why we need regulations with respect to these kind of social media applications. If something is going viral, they need to be brought to the particular security agency's view, and they can do something quickly so that the innocent lives will not be lost, and the antisocial elements will not take this as an advantage to do something out of this. And instantly these kind of discussions must go into a banned or a controlled way, where the government or the security agencies must know what is happening in the interest of the entire country. Why, I will tell you within few seconds. Okay, so who will be the next prime minister? This discussion is also happening in Reddit as well as in Discord. So there has been like many posts that I saw who is supporting Sushila Karki. And the Supreme Court will partially resume from September 14th is what I got to know from this particular article. So which is really good, because that is the institution that should be functioning in any country first, along with the military, and then the democratic elected representatives, democratically elected representatives. So by the time I made this video, there were around 34 deaths that were confirmed. I don't know, like they were very innocent kids in uniform with bags. I saw many posts on Discord which says, wear uniform, bring your school bags to the protest. When I saw a kid with the uniform protesting there, or the dead kid which I cannot show you from the media page, it really shocked me, and I felt really sad. Why? Because this kind of a protest will not gain anything. Just the person might change, the prime minister might change, but it will not change the country's future. Why? Because if you really want to bring change within the country, the people who rule or who make laws have to be in a proper background. And just because one person in the top is good, the entire system will not change, because the corruption happens at the lower cadre first, and then it also flows to the top cadres. And controlling it from the top, if there are no institutions which are actually capable enough to handle it, it is really difficult. Now you have burnt so many things, or they have burnt so many things by taking this as an advantage. It will be even more difficult to bring back normalcy in Nepal, and it will take a lot of time. And it's like your own tax money you have burnt, or you have allowed it to happen to protest at this scale in order to change the government. And I see a proper planning that had been done for this, to do this from the Discord page itself. Incident by incident it starts connecting to. And I even feel there should be some kind of a regulation instead of banning the apps, because we also need to use the apps. Instead of banning, there must be some regulation which looks into what is going viral, what is getting shared so much, and quickly coming up, because the algorithms are so sophisticated nowadays, like getting viral or getting shared or getting your attention. They are very quick to do, and it's very dangerous trend also, because any misinformation can flow from seconds to minutes to the entire set of population. which is really alarming, and we have many examples like that for this. We like the child lifters message in WhatsApp, or the kidney stealers message in WhatsApp, or the strangers who are coming to villages and then stealing their kids, this kind of misinformation on WhatsApp. And there are many such misinformation which gets like forwarded for multiple reasons. And along with that, allowing and one more thing which I really felt is adding a curfew, or like was in India we call section 144. So not allowing people to meet in the public forums or public streets um, will not add any value, because in this social media age, lakhs of people are actually meeting virtually, which is even more dangerous. And without anybody coming onto the street, they can plan a big event like this, and then somebody else can take advantage of this and create havoc. And always a stable country is a better way to have our peaceful life than an unstable country where internally people and antisocial elements take this advantage and then start creating issues between the people, and always blood and violence. And the moment these things happen, there will be no one to control. And with respect to the money flow or the currency or the exchange between the countries, these things get affected a lot, and it takes a lot to bring back normalcy in the country. And I personally don't suggest this particular kind of a protest at this magnitude. Maybe haminepal page would have thought about this, and they should have had proper planning done, or out of something should have been done better, not at this scale, which did not add any value. And now the problem is, without any stable government in place, all your projects will get stalled. All the infrastructure projects get stalled. Already people have burnt many offices and servers, computers, etc. Many is lost in that. And in the name of protest, just in the name of changing the politicians, just because corruption you cannot eradicate from the roots, because it is common across all the countries. And once they are in power, anybody will do this particular thing and they eat money. Yes, corruption is bad, I agree, but we should find out some other mode or means in a democratic process, and try to change the country and make our living a better like a better and a better place around us. And I know this video is little lengthy. I have tried to show what all happened over a course of time. And I am with the Gen Z, or the people of Nepal who actually protested for a change. I know your pain, though I am from India. But coming to the streets and then protesting at this large number shows that you are really angry, and you did not wanted this kind of a life being set by the governments, which have been like all old age people with some dynasties or from family backgrounds. They are running the country from a long time. I completely understand it. I hope this change actually brings good to Nepali country, and the citizens get more jobs and the infrastructure gets improved with the regime change. And yeah, I suggest, and I also wish, get well soon, the entire country, because we are your neighbors. And I really pity and I feel sad for the people who have lost their lives, the young kids. Thank you.